Right, so the left-hand one is your first sort of couple at the start of the session. You see the shaft there, really leaning forward, really strong in the grip there, okay? So if nothing changes and you came back to the golf ball in this position, the club could be very, very closed. So what almost you were forced to kind of do was sort of push the handle forward even more so, which, as we said, create too steep an angle of attack, yeah? And when you're coming down too steep, the ball then would go very, very high. Most of your shots, as we said, were coming off kind of the top part of the club here, popping up in the air, just too much loft, and just killing your yard is obviously quite a lot. And if you didn't get that high one, it'd be a low smothery one to the left, okay? So that's kind of your setup there, which again to me looks very almost excessively locked with your left arm, almost bending the other way. And I understand why you've done that, by showing 3, maybe 4 knuckles of your left hand, it squared the club face. The problem was, it was kind of like the way you had to sort of hit the goal, but then was a very locked left arm. So the sequence we're going to go through here now, is what you kind of sort of said towards the end of those last couple. You're going to feel more right of the golf ball, yeah? So we start with our feet here now, as you can see, just behind the golf ball, all right? Then the club now is going to go in your left hand and put the club shaft, not in the middle here, but towards your left thigh. So the club is basically vertically up from where the golf ball is, okay? And then just place your left hand on the golf club, kind of natural, yeah? So if we look at that grip position, look at that grip position, that to me looks a little bit more natural and probably more neutral, as we soon see in a second, than what that left wrist, I mean, that's a really sort of concaved in sort of left wrist there, okay? So start off there, okay? And then we just do a small step with your left foot, a big one with your right foot, and if you look at that setup there now, you are very much behind the golf ball, but look a lot more natural and more comfortable, certainly with your arms. I mean, it's very hard to see arm tension, but your arms look a little bit more kind of hanging down from the shoulders. The fact your arms almost like, say, concaved in this way, generally is a sign that you're gripping on for dear life, okay? So with your hands in that position there now, much more neutral in the setup, okay? Behind the ball there, we're going to focus, where you were with your elbow, don't want to try and turn it anymore. You see, you're trying to sort of turn that hand over. You don't need to. I mean, you haven't sliced really one now once you've got this better softening and release, okay? So from that more neutral grip, up the top of the backswing is normal, okay? Backswing's a bit short, so you're probably thinking about what's going to happen, so we can get a bit longer in that over time, okay? As you come back to the golf ball now, there's pretty much impact. Shoulder, hand, club, golf ball. Yeah, it's all kind of matching up. And by keeping your head now behind the golf ball, your spine angle is more behind the golf ball, okay? Which means your angle of attack now is going to be more this way, hitting up on the ball slightly. Again, not trying to hit up, but by setting up and staying behind it, you're now creating a path in the golf ball more this way, and then through the target, up on your left side, nice and balanced, okay? And it's going to get your launch angle into that sort of like 12 to 14 range, not in the sort of 18, 19, 20, or the 3 or 4, yeah?
Well, I think that the fact that to put it flat on the floor, and don't look like this.
You can see exactly. You can see a bit more loft
face,
of the exactly. I don't mind from here. Once you've got yourself set and you want to hover it, that's absolutely fine. You can do that because that's going to, I think, just give you that sort of custom and sort of feel of where you are. But when you're doing all this, just let the club sit on the ground you want to, yeah. Because if you're going through, I mean, it's not a long process. But I mean, you sort of start off here when the club goes down. We'll sort of say like sort of 4 or 5 seconds here in kind of the timer here. The time at the golf ball is kind of like, what, 20 seconds from start to finish in the setup. Now, we'll get a bit quicker, obviously, the more you do it. Yeah. But that still means if you're hovering the club the entire time, just hold a golf club there for 20 seconds. There's going to be a little bit of tension through your wrist, and that will just sort of filter up through your arms. If you're already in a position like your arms are here, bending that way, there's probably tension in it in any case. Add that by holding the club in the air. Then add that to being on the golf course and people watching or being let through, have a tricky tee shot because you want to go here. Those tension levels are going to increase. It's going to make it very difficult to swing a golf club, yeah? So learn that setup and practice that over and over again, okay? Get yourself in that start position, okay? Get the club back to golf with that kind of good swish and release here. Let the club unhinge and just release the arms over. Okay, mate? Let's have a few more then, okay? Good stuff.